Welcome. If you are a negotiation teacher using Expert Negotiator to help you more efficiently manage your negotiation simulation process and improve your students' learning, this demo is for you. Expert Negotiator helps you efficiently manage each step in the simulation sequence, saving you invaluable time compared to the traditional way most of us have managed this process. First, it will randomly assign matchups and distribute your simulations and confidential instructions to your students throughout your course. This ensures each student doesn't negotiate with any other student more than mathematically necessary. Second, it will give each of your students the plan you want them to complete in advance of that simulation. This plan, which often includes the strategies you've taught them up to that point, can be customized to match your preferred negotiation process and terminology. Each plan can also be simple or complex, including whatever strategies you want. Third, Expert Negotiator will provide you with easy access to your students' completed plans. With even a quick scan of these, you will be able to easily determine if your students understand the strategies you've taught. And finally, it will give you immediate access to your students' simulation results and lessons learned. You can then review these for debriefing purposes and provide specific individual feedback if you want. Once created, your simulations and plan templates are then available for use with your future classes at the click of a button. To access your account, first open any web browser including Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and Internet Explorer. If you're using a version more than a year or two old, you should update it to optimize your Expert Negotiator experience. To log in, go to www.expertnegotiator.com. Once there, click on the Academic button in the upper right corner. On the resulting page, enter your username and password and click the Login button. When you log in for the first time, you'll need to agree to the Master Subscription Agreement before arriving at your dashboard. From your dashboard, you can change your password by clicking on My Account in the upper right corner. Then click on the Change Password link next to your username, enter your new password, confirm it, and then click Save at the bottom of the page. Let's return to the dashboard. The dashboard is your home page. From here, you can access your classes and your student role templates. We'll discuss both, starting with how to access and manage your classes via the Courses section. The Courses section lists all of the classes you are using or have used Expert Negotiator with. To add a new class, click the Add Class button. On the resulting Class Info tab, enter your class name, select a start and end date, and click Create Class. 4 additional tabs will appear: Simulations, Students, Results, and Lessons. We'll come back to these soon, but let's first return to our dashboard. You'll see the class we just created listed in the Courses section. To open it or any other class, click on its name. Let's open the class we just created, which will take us back to the Class Info page. The class ID which now appears is also the registration code your students must use if they are individually purchasing their Expert Negotiator student licenses. The Simulations tab is where you assign your simulations. To add a simulation, click the Add Simulation button. On the resulting page, give your simulation a title. We suggest using or including the name of the simulation. You can enter an optional description and also upload teacher notes. Teacher notes are for your own use. Your students won't have access to them. In the Templates section, select the number of student roles in the simulation. Then choose the student role template for each role. We'll talk about student role templates later in the presentation. Finally, click the Create Simulation button to create your simulation. Back on the Simulations tab, you'll see a new simulation. To edit it, click the name of the simulation in the title column. You can delete it by clicking the red X button on the far right. To assign the simulation, click the Assign Simulation button. On the resulting page, you can add or edit the plan name and description. Your students will be matched up in the Matchups section. If you have an odd number of students, depending on the number of students and roles, they will be teamed up with another student or students in one of the matchups. You can manually change the students in each matchup by clicking the drop-down window, which will allow you to select from all of the students in the class. You can also manually change the roles. Finally, click Remove to remove a student from a matchup. Once you are satisfied with your matchups, click Assign Simulation to generate a customized negotiation plan in each student's account. This may take a couple of minutes. To ensure it works successfully, please leave the browser window open until the process is complete. Expert Negotiator uses an assignment algorithm that minimizes duplicate matchups when you assign additional simulations. Of course, it's still a good idea to review the matchups before assigning the simulation. Once the assignment simulation process is complete, click the Back to Simulations button to return to the Simulations tab. Clicking the Matchups button will open a window with a printable student matchup list. The Students tab includes your students, a link to their negotiation plans, their email addresses, and when they last accessed their Expert Negotiator account. Click the Edit User link on the far right to edit a student's account information. When you click View Plans, you'll see a list of the student's plans. Click on its plan name to open a specific plan. Click View in the Plan Report column to view the plan report, which is an easily scannable view of that student's entire plan. Finally, the Modified column lets you see at a glance when the student last modified a specific plan. The Results tab brings together all of the entries from the Describe the Final Results sections of your students' plans so that you can quickly review how your students did. Moving from left to right, this page displays the simulation's creation date, plan name, student name, role, counterpart, and the monetary value, if any, of the final agreement. The Results column includes any text entered into the Final Result Description section. The links in the far right column allow you to open the negotiation plan or its plan report and easily provide feedback to your students' negotiation plans, which will be accessible by your students in their plans and also to you in the Results column here. Finally, you can use the drop-down window at the top to show all entries or only those for a specific simulation. You can also hide the students' names by clicking Toggle Student Names and sort the entries by clicking on the date, simulation, student, role, and value names at the top of each respective column. The Lessons tab is similar to the Results tab, except that it brings together all of the students' entries from the sections that come after the Describe the Final Results section. In this case, the effective strategies used and ways to improve sections. You can provide feedback to your students from both the Results and Lessons tabs. Click the Feedback link on the far right side for an entry and enter your feedback, which will then immediately appear in the student's negotiation plan. You can enter information in the subject line, which is required, and also in the optional description box. Click the red Save button to save it. To edit feedback already given, click the feedback link for that entry. Your account comes pre-populated with the model plan template, which serves as the framework for your students' negotiation plans. It is customizable to mirror your methodology and approach. Here, we're using the model plan template designed for Roy Lewicki, Bruce Berry, and David Saunders' textbook. Let's take a closer look. Click on the template name to open the template. At the top is the Template Name and Description section. Below are the Substantive Template sections. Each substantive template section corresponds to a tab in your students' negotiation plans. Here, the substantive template sections are named Role Info, Basics, Goals and Alternatives, Objective Criteria, Power, Tactics, and Results and Insights. There are several components within each section. For example, the Basics section includes components titled What is each side hoping to achieve? What interests do you have in common or in conflict? And what options are available to each side. You can edit the section and component titles and descriptions by clicking the Customize Title and Description links to the right, and you can exclude any section by unchecking it. You can keep the model plan template as is or customize it to better fit your terminology and approach. Once you're happy with your model plan template, you should next create a student role template for each student role in the simulations you plan to use. To do so, open the Model Plan template and click Clone Template at the very bottom of the page. You've now created a new student role template. At the top of the page, change its name. Here we'll name it Tax Resources Seller. We'll add the description, use this student role template for the Tax Resources Seller role, and add Seller to the role name. Next, upload the simulation instructions for the role. Click Browse to find a file on your computer and then Upload to add it to the student role template. Only add instructions you want this particular role to see. After uploading the simulation instructions, go through the template components and exclude any you don't want your students to complete. If you deselect all of the components in a section, it will remove the entire tab from your students' negotiation plans. You can also add more specific instructions to a component by clicking the Add button under that component. Here, we'll add Identify your price target and estimate your counterpart's price target to the first component in the Basics tab. Once done, click Save Template at the bottom of the page to save the student role template. You can then clone the template and edit it for the other or another role in the simulation. Here, because the tax resources simulation is a two-party negotiation, we'd create one more template for the buyer role. If you need assistance creating and modifying your model plan template or your student role templates, please let us know. We've done this a lot and are very happy to help. And finally, if you have questions about or need assistance using Expert Negotiator, please email us at help@expertnegotiator.com or call our toll-free number at 888-363-4684. Thank you for your time and best of luck with your negotiation class.